I'm just going to watch Bambi now. I've never seen it before.
You've never seen Bambi before? It's a classic, man. Spoiler.
And now for something completely different.
Hello, good people of the internet. Disney has been creatively and artistically dead for some time now. I would compare it to a rotten and decomposed corpse that for some reason still keeps moving. Any shred of original thought has left it long time ago, but for some reason this body just doesn't want to completely die. And what these corpses do when they cannot obtain any food? Yes, exactly, they start eating on themselves. In case of Disney, it means reaching for all the IPs they have in their possession and doing adaptations and remakes over and over again. They have no idea how to create fresh, original stories that can stand on their own, so they focus on capitalizing on the nostalgia, shitting out more and more blatant cash grabs relying on member berries. So we got Mulan, Lion King, The Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Pinocchio, Peter Pan and Wendy, and guess what? I don't think anyone apart from Hollywood thinks that those movies were really that necessary to make. Retelling classic stories just for the sake of profit more often than not falls short in capturing the magic and emotional depth on the animated predecessors. But when you are deprived of all creativity, of course you have to stick to classic stories in the hopes that what you remake will be good enough for the audiences to like, and more importantly, spend money on. This is why, if everything goes right, in 2024 we will receive another Snow White the movie. I'm sure it's going to be a masterpiece.
Take a bite of this juicy apple.
Is it organic?
Movie that, as you probably know, has been so promoted by a certain Rachel that it probably already cost Disney a lot of money.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online. Every hour that it is streamed online. Every hour that it is streamed online.
I know that you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Not a great plan.
And now we have even more good news. We are going to receive a live-action adaptation of 1942 classic Bambi. So, do you think that the classic story will be told with respect? And the timeless fairy tale about love, loss and growing up will be presented with almost 100% accuracy to the IP? Do you think that Disney have finally learned their lesson and will not butcher it for the sake of ideology, just like they did it to other animated predecessors? I think you already know the answer. In the most recent interview with Collider, scriptwriter Lindsay Anderson Beer has said that the live-action remake of Disney's 1942 classic Bambi will be adapted to suit the sensitivities of modern audiences. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those two key words were said. This movie will carry on
the message.
When you hear something like this, you know it doesn't bode well for the production. Let's read what she said, shall we? The thing is, Bambi is such a gorgeous film, she said. It's a little bit different tempo than I think modern audiences are used to. Oh yes, absolutely. Modern audiences are completely not used to classic stories and tales. We absolutely need to have it told in a completely different, possibly slower or maybe less dangerous way. We cannot have those modern snowflakes fainting because of tempo, right? But it gets better. Anderson Beer confirmed one of the reasons Bambi isn't as popular as other Disney films is in the way it dealt with themes of loss and death, particularly the death of a parent. Not to spoil the plot, but there's a treatment of the mom dying that I think some kids, some parents these days are more sensitive about than they were in the past, she explained. And I think that's one of the reasons that they haven't shown it to their children. Yes, exactly. We have to keep our children in a bubble and never tell them about aspects of life. That death is actually a part of living. Because, oh my god, children may not like it. But guess what? The same people absolutely have no problem with telling little children how it is to be gay or trans or non-binary and how to come out. No one, literally no one, wanted to see the remake of Bambi. It's 8-year-old, it's beautifully hand-drawn, and trying to replicate that kind of magic in a live-action format, it's like trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice. They tried this with Lion King, and you know what the result was. Anthropomorphic animals speaking like humans due to computer animations, and it really looked creepy. It left characters stranded in the uncanny valley. It made them feel more like awkward special effects. And it will be exactly the same with Bambi because we have no other way to make it into a live show without that kind of animation. Animations aside, the scene with Bambi's mother is pivotal to the story. How they are going to omit it, I have no idea. This was very shocking, yes, true, but it carried a very important message, a dramatic story of animals and their struggle to survive in the woods and avoid the threat of humans. By the way, that also was an adaptation of Austrian coming-of-age novel. The book, by the way, was even darker than the movie. More characters died in the book, and it also was seen as a parable of the dangers and persecutions faced by Jews in Europe. And because the modern audiences are too sensitive for these kinds of serious topics, everything will be watered down for the sake of political correctness and, of course,
the message.
Just like we had it in Mulan, Peter Pan, and probably are going to have it with Snow White. This, ladies and gentlemen, is disgusting. Those are corporations capitalizing on old IPs because they cannot come up with anything new. This will butcher cherished elements, disappoint fans, and tarnish the legacy of a film that has endured for generations. The best way to honor a classic is by letting it stand untouched. However, in modern day and age, Hollywood and Disney have little to do with honor. They just care about profit and woke messaging. I wish I was wrong. However, I believe that this will be another flop. Another loss of money for the company that is slowly dying and probably is beyond saving now. We should let Bambi rest in peace. And we should hope that Disney will rest in peace soon. Because this corpse is too far gone. It's completely decomposed and it cannot be saved. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, drop a like and press the notification bell so you won't miss anything I upload. And if you didn't enjoy this, hell, subscribe anyway. At least you will know when there is a new video to actively hate.